Welcome to Beyond the Bit Quantum Pathways, the podcast where we explore the exciting world of quantum careers. I'm Amir Rasool, your host, here to bring you inspiring stories from industry pioneers, researchers and innovators who are shaping the future. Whether you're a career changer, a curious mind or an aspiring quantum professional, this is your gateway to discovering opportunities in this groundbreaking field. Welcome to the show. Today I'm joined by Natashia Raina, a rising star in quantum technology and a passionate advocate for making cutting-edge science accessible to all. Natasha is currently pursuing her degree in data science and artificial intelligence, where she's become known for her groundbreaking work at the intersection of quantum computing, machine learning, and cryptography. As a quantum communication research intern and a Womanium quantum scholar, she's already contributed to pioneering projects in quantum natural language processing and quantum simulation. Beyond the lab, Natasha is an emerging quantum YouTuber dedicated to demystifying complex concepts and inspiring young minds to explore the wonders of quantum science. Her journey is fueled by an insatiable curiosity that spans astrophysics, neuroscience, and even geopolitics, all united by her drive to make a meaningful impact on society through research and innovation. Join us as we explore Natasha's vision for the future of quantum technology and how she's empowering others to dream big and think quantum. Let's get into it. Hi, Natasha. Thanks for joining me today. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
No, absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure. So whereabouts in the world are you right now?
I'm in India right now, in the south of India, in a city called Chennai. It's 8 p.m. right now here.
Yeah, so it's Sunday, so appreciate you taking the time.
Yes.
It might have been a long day, but fantastic. We'll kind of get on with it. Obviously, through my introduction, I've already told people who you are, so we'll dive straight into it. And the whole purpose
Sure.
is obviously to kind of educate people as to who you are, what you do, etc. So I suppose
Sure.
to start at the beginning, you mentioned discovering quantum computing through a video by Anastasia Marchenkova. I suppose what was it about that video that captivated you and set you on this path?
So as a kid, actually, I was fascinated by STEM, anything to do with STEM and technology and engineering, and I had a huge, it had a huge part in my childhood. Some TV shows like Cosmos, so Morgan Freeman and Neil deGrasse Tyson were a huge part of my
You also mentioned
growing up
Dexter's
years.
laboratory.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. I removed it out of my bio now.
It was
um,
good though. Yeah.
Thank you. Uh, so that really got me into quantum mechanics because I was very fascinated with space and all of that. And they used to cover quantum mechanics in those concepts as well. Um, so I was always interested in those phenomena of like superposition, entanglement. But I was not aware of quantum computing as a concept until I came across that video after my high school.
Yeah.
So once I got to know that there's an intersection between quantum mechanics and computer science, which is what I was going to choose in my undergraduate years. So that was like, I have to do it. So that's why I then chose to go into quantum computing.
Was there a moment, a concept or project that got you hooked into it? Anything specific, or was it just the knowledge that you kind of went, wow, okay.
I think it's just the fundamentals itself are so interesting, like the concepts of superposition and entanglement and teleportation. Those are like interesting enough for anyone to get hooked, I guess.
Sure. Yeah. One of my previous guests is a lady called Anna Hedegaard, and she's doing entanglement as a service, sort of with regards to space communication. So you have to listen to that. That's a very interesting conversation.
Sure.
But back to you. So obviously you've done hackathons, internships, research. What is there anything that really stands out in a memorable experience, a project that stands out in your mind?
For me, it would have to be my first hackathon experience with the MIT IQ hack. So I got to learn a lot of things in one day. Usually, it's I think 1 or 2 days. So we had a great blast the time, and since we're in India and the timings are catered to USA, so we had to like not sleep all night, and then
Sure.
it was all of us doing our first hackathon.
Yeah.
So that would be in terms of hackathons, and maybe writing my research paper, my first research paper. That was another thing. And in terms of content creation, it would be my first video because it's been getting a lot of love and it continues to get. So yeah.
Fantastic. And how have people reacted when you've kind of turned around and said, "Hey, look, I'm into quantum, or I'm in quantum now"? Because with my friends from a recruitment perspective, they don't understand it. I don't understand it, but And if you say you understand it, you don't understand it. But it's quite interesting. It's an interesting field to be in that is not unusual, but just still unheard of.
Yeah. So my parents were thrilled about it, and they were a strong support system for me. Apart from that, my friends were not really sure of what I was doing, but since they're aware of Marvel movies and every other Marvel movie mentions the word quantum here and there, so
Totally.
they they knew that I was doing something cool, so they were happy about that. And
Yeah,
when I
it's
was
a funny
starting,
one.
yeah, and I was starting off, it was still um, a decision that was not favored by many, not about my parents. I mean, in the just in the industry,
Sure.
there was still no hype created around it. So there was more of like disproving what quantum computing can do and completing negating its power. Um, I just choose the road less traveled. So and I'm happy that it's paying off now.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, you're not just learning quantum; you're kind of teaching it as well. You mentioned your podcast and YouTube. What inspired you to launch the beginner friendly quantum computing course on YouTube? Yeah, let talk me through that.
So since I was once a beginner myself, so I know the bottlenecks of where people, students and beginners of all ages can get stuck in quantum mechanics and quantum computing. So that really pushed me to make a course that was clear enough for everyone to understand. Um, and not having a good teacher can really impact you really
Hmm.
about the subject. You might start hating the subject. We all know somebody who's hated math in their life, right? Because they've not got the right teacher or the right foundation for them to really enjoy learning math. So the same case over here. I wanted to be that good teacher. Hopefully, I'm able to deliver.
Sure. Well, I've seen a few of them, and I think it's fantastic. And the most important thing is you're putting yourself out there. You're creating a channel to educate, which there aren't so many of. So congratulations on that, and I think it's fantastic. How do you stay motivated, and how are you managing your time? Because obviously you're studying, you're doing research, content creation, etc.
So that is a good question. It is pretty hectic for me these days with a full-time degree and then congregation on multiple other platforms as well apart from YouTube. Um, but since LinkedIn is a little lower effort than YouTube, because I have to edit my own videos and then record
Sure.
it at a time when there's no disturbance. Um, so I try to post more on LinkedIn and try to be consistent over there so that I make up for not being on YouTube as much because there's an overlap in my followers, so they understand. Hopefully,
Okay. And so, in terms of trying your reach, what would have you got a target audience in mind?
yeah. So I'm trying to target beginners in various age groups. People from high school, undergraduate degrees, master's degrees, people who are even professionals who want to transition from any other field into quantum computing.
Yeah.
So I'm beginning with that, but I also want to increase the kind of quality of videos and the level of knowledge that I'm spreading in my videos from beginner to advanced level as
Sure.
well through
So you've currently got
tutorials.
podcasting, YouTube posts, animations, LinkedIn posts. Is that kind of covering most of it right now?
Yeah, that's covering most of it. I'm going to also start making some project-based videos where I teach people how to make certain projects, like in quantum machine learning or quantum cryptography. Uh,
Mhm.
sorry about that. And uh, some more courses as well in quantum machine learning and quantum cryptography, because those are the areas that I'm focusing on.
And is it just you
Just me,
doing
yes.
that?
Uh,
Wow.
but my podcast, which is with Q Foundry, that's a collaboration between Q Foundry and I. So there I have my colleague Amia. So we collaborate over
Yeah.
there.
So it's something actually, it's a good segue because I know you've done programs with various different people, IBM, Womanium, IIT Madras. You were a quantum
Mhm.
scholar there, and you received multiple scholarships. Um, how have these experiences shaped your perspective on quantum now and the future of quantum?
They were really they really had a huge impact on my journey actually, since there wasn't too many programs when I was first beginning. So to then start suddenly getting a lot of opportunities was great, because I think in 2022 there were only few courses, and then
Sure.
slowly 2023 started to have a lot of courses in quantum computing, and then it just keeps increasing every year. So
Yeah.
they were really great in setting a right foundation for me. as well as to get the right exposure and meet the right people. So those programs really helped me in that.
Excellent. So obviously, like I said, you've been recipient of multiple scholarships. What advice would you give to students looking to enter that field now?
I think they should just go for it because it's just only positives in
Sure.
joining quantum computing. You can always leave it if you don't feel like it's for you.
Yeah.
But everybody is doing quantum right now. Actually, people from biology to chemistry
Yeah.
to people in physics. So you definitely have to at least get a taste of it to then make up your mind.
100%. That's something that I've been looking into as well with friends of mine from an education perspective. Because right now, the quantum community, people who are in quantum, everyone knows who's in quantum, but what we need to do is bring people who aren't in quantum into
Mm-hmm.
quantum, the
Yes.
biologists, whatever background it is, and give them an avenue to be able to get into this area. Because without that, I don't think the area is going to have the ability to grow as quickly as we need it to.
Yes. Yes. That's so true.
Yeah.
Actually,
So that
because
actually
we.
brings me up to after
Mhm.
you, sorry.
No, no, no. You can continue. I was going to repeat
No,
it.
no, no. Okay, fine. So, we'll just touch upon sort of India and quantum now and the quantum future.
Mm-hmm.
I know one of your podcast episodes you touched on India's place in the global quantum race. Where do you think they are right now? What are they doing right? What do they need to do to stay competitive?
So India's launched their national quantum mission about 2 years ago, I'd say, and it supports eight quantum startups, has four thematic hubs in the top institutions of the country, and also has a complete website with all their goals listed, like creating an intermediate scale quantum computer in the next 8 years from when it was launched, and to strengthen the research and development ecosystem as well as the deep tech startup ecosystem when it comes to quantum computing. And apart from these, all of these initiatives are really good, but there could still be improvement in the way they're implementing it. And I would suggest that they could maybe increase the funding somehow for academia as well as industry, and then improve the stipends of PhD students, because that is a across all fields, that is a big case that
Sure.
stipends for PhD students are very low in India. So that could be like another factor that would really encourage people to join and do a PhD. Apart from that, the ecosystem for deep tech quantum startups, that has to be improved for sure,
Yeah.
to get the youth more intrigued in involving themselves in creating their own startups and really bring about innovation in quantum computing.
And what does the landscape look like now? Obviously, I don't know as much about India because something that you mentioned actually is timeframes. I'm based in the UK right now, so I'd be working around the clock if I tried to keep on top of everything. But I have been so that you must know Jay Shah. So I've
Yes,
spoken with
yes.
Jay previously, who's wonderful,
Mhm.
and he was telling me about this, but this is going back about 8 months. How's the landscape for quantum startups looking like now? Is it growing?
It is growing right now because I've the thing that we're doing with Q Foundry as well is we're having a series of podcasts that is reaching out to these eight quantum startups that are backed by National Quantum Mission. So while researching about that, I got to know that a lot of them were started last year, and since they've been doing great work, um, they were backed by the NQM, and we've still got to see their results because they've just come last year. But then there are startups like UNU Labs and QPy AI, which are a little older startups, which have
Yeah.
um, achieved a lot of things. Like QNU has achieved quantum a lot of advancements in quantum cryptography, and QPy AI has just recently launched their quantum computer of 25 qubits. So that's what is the current
Okay.
landscape, I'd
So,
say.
so for those who don't know, I'm actually you're in various different communities. Which I mentioned Romanium, Q World, Q India, and you mentioned Q Foundry. For those who don't know, who are Q Foundry?
So Q Foundry is an organization that is starting with these media segments of podcasts, along with an educational segment where my colleague Amia is working on creating educational content for software engineers who want to get into quantum computing who don't have a background in physics. That is another project that they're doing. And apart from that, he's also building a software product on quantum computing involved with supply chain management.
That's fantastic. And at the end of this, what I would like to do is kind of get links for all of your podcasts, etc., which so you can tell people where they are.
Sure.
In terms of sort of quantum concepts, like you mentioned, you found it very interesting, and I'm assuming your friends are going to find it. You're telling them about what's happening. What concept do you love explaining, and what concept blows people's minds?
I'd say just the basics of like superposition itself is mind blowing to someone who doesn't know anything about quantum mechanics. And I'd say the same for like entanglement. These fundamental concepts are so mind blowing to someone who's just been focused only on classical thinking so far. So I'd say that itself is incredible to begin with.
Okay, so so obviously you're studying at the moment, as well as all of these extra curricular parts of quantum. It's a question I've started to ask because it's quite curious as to answer. If you could build a dream quantum project, what would you look at? What would it be about?
um, it would have to be a deep tech quantum startup in quantum machine learning or quantum cryptography with the brightest of minds in Silicon Valley. I think that would be my dream project.
Okay, are you look to go to Silicon Valley yourself?
Hopefully, in the future, once I
Yeah,
graduate, I'd get my master's degree, and then yeah.
fantastic. You've already done so much. And I suppose here's a question: what does success look like to you then?
Success to me is innovating quantum startups and deep tech startups in any field, like from AI to robotics. These are interests of mine. So getting to do that and really revolutionize technology. Apart from that, to have ownership over my time, where I spend it, have a healthy, fit body and mind. These are what success looks like to me.
Okay, fine. So obviously you've put yourself out there. You're now a content creator, for want of a better way of putting it. What's something that people don't expect about you or know about you, even after seeing your content?
There's nothing that nobody expects from me. Um, I'd say I'm the same offline as I am online. So there's no use of keeping a facade because that's not gonna last any long.
Fantastic. Obviously, you're already building content and a legacy now. What is there anything you want to be remembered for in this space? I suppose, or where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years.
It's a long in
um,
this industry. It's a long time. That is actually.
yes, yes, it is. Let me think. Maybe I like this opportunity to put out this intention into the universe and manifest it. But maybe in 5 years, um, I will have my own deep tech startup in
Yeah.
quantum machine learning or quantum cryptography, maybe both. Um, uh, have written a few technical quantum books, have a good social media presence in the quantum space, and work alongside the brightest of minds in this field.
Fantastic. Well, that's a good manifestation. You came up with that on the spot, and I think that's perfect and fantastic. And I think you're on the road to it. I think we're coming out of time for today, and I know you obviously it's late in the day for you. So, Natasha, I was say
Sure.
thank you first and foremost for taking the time to talk to me. We'd love to. I know people would love to hear more about you in the future. How can audiences connect with you or follow your work?
People can follow me on YouTube and LinkedIn.
Mhm.
I'm active mostly on LinkedIn and YouTube. Apart from that, I also write blogs weekly on Medium, and I'm also pretty active on Instagram and Twitter right now. So trying
Okay.
to get more active there as well.
So what I'll do is I'll put a link in comments so people can find you on YouTube. I'm sorry, on LinkedIn, and I'm assuming your
Sure,
all the links to your work will be there.
sure.
Yeah. And what's the
Actually,
next
I think
project? Go on.
sorry. I
After
think
you.
actually all the links are on YouTube because multiple links are not available for LinkedIn profiles. So I'm not able to link my YouTube on LinkedIn. So maybe YouTube would be a better
Okay.
thing.
So while we're talking now, what do you know? What's your YouTube um, handle, or how can people find you there?
It's Natashia Kaur Raina, just my name, nothing else.
Okay. Fantastic. Um, and I was going to say, so what's next from YouTube content? We spoke earlier just offline. You said you're going to be spending the next few days kind of getting back into that. Anything
Yes.
exciting? Well, not everything's exciting, but what are you going to be working on next?
I'm thinking of covering the latest quantum chips that were launched by Google and Microsoft and Amazon and then multiple other companies as well, D-Wave. So maybe a compilation of all that into one video. Apart
Yeah.
from that, a list of the quantum hackathons that are happening this year to keep people updated. And then taking a look at where India is in the quantum scene as well. That's another video of mine. Then maybe further down the line, even more videos. These are the three
So
off the top of my
nothing
head.
small then. They're not small tasks, either of those. But fantastic. Well, look, Natasha, thank you once again for joining me. Look forward to
you so
seeing how
much.
your content continues, and hopefully we'll get to speak again maybe later in the year and catch up and see how it's all going.
Sure, definitely. Thank you so
Wonderful.
much for having me.
Thank you. Take care and speak to you again soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
And that's a wrap on today's quantum adventure. We hope you enjoyed the show. Please subscribe, share it with a fellow quantum enthusiast, and leave us a review. It helps us reach much more curious minds. If you have any questions or feedback, please reach out at beyondthebit.quantum@gmail.com. Stay tuned for more exciting explorations into the world of quantum careers. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Until then, keep exploring the quantum possibilities.